Monsters University. We're going to be reviewing the Blu-ray today. I don't know the rest of the lyrics. Hey guys, this is Stradling here with the Rotoscopers, and today I'm going to be reviewing the Blu-ray of Monsters University. Now, Monsters University is the newest Pixar film that came out this past summer. It is actually a prequel to Monsters Incorporated. It's the first Pixar prequel, and it's actually pretty good. So Monsters University tells the story of Mike and Sully and how they come to this illustrious, glorious university called Monsters University. Both of them have ambitions to become scarers, which is basically the #1 most coveted job, role, position in the Monsters world. And guess what? Monsters University has the best top scaring program out there. Now the thing is, you actually have to get into the scare school before you can actually start becoming a scarer and practicing to become a scarer through a crazy turn of events. The way that they have to get into the scare school is through a series of scare games with their fraternity called Uzma Kappa. And so yeah, they're not really the best of friends, but they're working together because they both really, really want to get into this program. Now, Monsters University is incredible. The amount of detail and attention to detail that Pixar did on this film is phenomenal. And they go into that in the bonus features, which I'll talk about in a little bit, but I really liked Monsters University. It had sort of these different twists and turns, and I was expecting it to go very predictably, and then it would shift, and I expect it to go in this direction and shift. Definitely the last 30 minutes are some of the best in the film, in addition to the first 30. I really liked the setup with the university. It brought back memories of me going to school and being a freshman for the first time, and being excited yet scared. So definitely if you've gone to college or you've gone away for school, you would understand and kind of relate with some of the themes in there. Now, I really like the character ensemble. Of course, they have Mike and Sully from the original Monsters Incorporated, but they don't focus on them like entirely. They give you a chance to breathe and explore these new characters, particularly the Uzma Kappa gang. I think some of the members of Uzma Kappa are absolutely hilarious. I think Art is my favorite. At first, looking at his drawings and sort of his character design, I thought, ugh, I'm not into that guy. But once he started talking, he stole the show. I mean, he's sort of this Art, literally that's his name, but sort of this hippie art guy, and he's really, really fun. There's also Squishy. He has multiple eyeballs. He's just kind of this chubby little monster, and lives with his mom, and that's actually where the frat house is in the basement of his parents' house. Squishy's mom is also hilarious. She kind of drives them around when they need to go places. I mean, this is just hilarious because Pixar really knew how to, play up the college scene, keep it clean, and then kind of turn it on its head. Literally, because some monsters are on their heads. Now, I really liked this movie. I mean, who doesn't love Pixar? It wasn't my favorite Pixar movie that I've ever seen. I didn't have to go see it a million times right after. I mean, I saw it once and I was satisfied, and then I saw it again when this came out, and I liked it a lot. Like, I'm always laughing, I'm always having a good time, so they did a really, really good job. So congrats to Dan Scanlon and everyone else who was involved in this film, because it was really, really phenomenal. Okay, as for bonus features, Pixar is known for going all out with their bonus features. They don't skimp or scrape on anything, and I love that because we get to see the passion that they have, and we get to see the inner workings of the studio. And as an animation Disney Pixar fan, like, that is gold. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There are actually 16 different sets of bonus features on this. Of course, there's an audio commentary, there's the Blue Umbrella short, which actually played before Monsters University, but there's so many other fantastic behind-the-scenes looks. There's an art gallery where you can see the concept art. There are promo pics where you can see some of the trailers and different promotional videos that they used in this promotional campaign, which, by the way, was fantastic. They created this site that was called Monsters University, obviously, and they made it seem like a real live university website, and they had some really fun things like April Fools. The site got taken over by the rival university and got hacked, and they sent really cool promotional pieces in the mail, like an alumni newsletter I got, which was really cool to get. Really, really, really great stuff. So I think they had one of the best marketing campaigns of the year. That's beside the point. Anyways, you can watch those on these bonus features. One bonus feature that I really love that I don't think I've seen anywhere else was called set fly-throughs. So these are basically the sets, like the main sets of the film. For example, walking through Monsters University, the scare hall, different things where the main scenes were set. So they took out all the characters and they just played little music from the soundtrack, and then they just sort of walked us through it. And it was fantastic because a lot of times you miss these details because there's people and things going on and characters are talking, and they got rid of all that so you could just focus on the scenery. And I love that. I mean, one of the coolest bonus features I think that they added, which they didn't have to, but they did. One thing about these bonus features is that the titles are set up to be like college classes. For example, there's one called Campus Life, and this gives us a behind-the-scenes look of what it's like to be a Pixar employee at the Pixar campus. So there's a few hand-picked Pixar employees in different departments, and we get to see sort of a day in the life as they go to dailies, as they do this, as they're animating, and that's really, really cool because I love anything behind the scenes of this incredible studio. The next one was called Story School. This was hosted by Dan Scanlon, the director. He took us inside one of these story meetings where they're just throwing out ideas, you know. No idea is a bad idea in these. They just want to see and throw it on the wall, see if it sticks, see if it works with the story. You know, they talked about how they changed you know, different parts, the beginning, the end of the film. So that was really cool because I don't think we'd really seen some of these story sessions before, so that was something new and interesting. Another one was called Music Appreciation, and as a former orc dork, I love this. I mean, anything that has to do with orchestra, or orchestration, music, symphonies, I love it. So we got to see Randy Newman as he talked us through his creation process. He's done a lot of Pixar scores before, but nothing that had such a very strong college vibe. So there were always things that he needed to incorporate. He needed a big band, you know, marching band feel, lots of drums, you know, like a school song, and he incorporated all those things, and he walked us through his thought process. We got to see a little bit of the recording, and I really, really liked that because I think sometimes music is a bit underappreciated, so I'm glad it wasn't swept under the rug and forgotten about. Another one I liked was called Color and Light. Now this talks about the very specific department that helps to choose the color profiles of the film. So, you know, these artists, they don't do very detailed sketches. They just need to give us the main idea of what the film is going to look like, a certain scene is going to look like. And they just do really rough outlines of the characters and just sort of splotch on colors. So when they put this up in the storyboards and they hand it over to the animators, everyone gets a feel of what the color and light of the scene is supposed to be. Another one I absolutely loved was called Welcome to MU, and it talked about the design of the sets. They talked about incorporating these monster elements into the architecture, for example, teeth, eyeballs, you know, fangs, all these different cool things. And so we got to see what it was like constructing this campus, because this campus is supposed to be really, really old, and so they wanted to incorporate, you know, this feeling of old school, literally, with these monster elements that make it stand out. Oh my gosh, there's so many things. I feel like I keep talking and talking and talking. There's one called Scare Tactics where we get to see how the animators channel their inner monster, and, you know, they record themselves going rawr, 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 you know, so that way they can translate that into a Monsters performance. That was really cool. There was one called Scare Games where Pixar employees were involved in various real-life scare games, and that was pretty exciting to see. Again, Pixar Studios. Love it. Well, of course there are deleted scenes, and there's lots and lots of deleted scenes, so check out those. The last special feature was called Furry Monsters, a technical retrospective, and this basically took us way back to the early 2000s, 2000, 2001, when they were in the process of making this movie, and all the challenges they faced with having their first furry creatures in a Pixar animated film. So they got to talk about the problems and the issues and challenges that they had way back when, and then fast forward today and kind of say, look, we have thousands of furry monsters, and talk about some of their new unique challenges that they faced. So many bonus features. Can't even talk about them all. Oh. Obviously, I'm giving the bonus features 5 stars. Pixar really went out of their way to give the fans anything and everything that they wanted, even from little small things to the really big, you know, standard things like deleted scenes. I love the effort that Pixar puts into it, and I really appreciate it. As to the movie, I give the movie 4 stars. I thought it was good, but not fantastically great. I don't have to watch it all the time. It's not my favorite, but 4 is still really good. I don't know what people are saying, but 4 is still pretty freaking good, okay? Alright guys, thanks for watching my review of the Monsters University Blu-ray. What did you think? Do you think there were too many bonus features? What am I talking about? There never can be too many bonus features. Let me know in the comments what you thought about this Blu-ray and movie. And until next time, I'm Morgan, and this is the